Hi, this is Chris Rosen, Senior Technical Offering Manager for IBM Containers. In today's demonstration, I will show you some of the capabilities within Vulnerability Advisor. Here I've already logged into Bluemix and I've brought up my dashboard, so I will select Start Containers. Here I have the complete list of images that are available in my private hosted registry within IBM Bluemix. I've got my IBM provided images as well as some images over here which I've added to my registry. As I hover over an image, I can see that Vulnerability Advisor is telling me this image is safe to deploy. As I scroll over one of my own, it's performing the assessment and it's saying this deployment is blocked. So let's go ahead and click on this image and learn more. So I can see here again that Vulnerability Advisor has blocked me from being able to deploy this. Because I am the administrator of this Bluemix organization, I have the ability to click on Manage Your Org's Policies. So I can see by default, for all of these situations, I am blocking the deployment of any images that fail to meet these criteria. There are three currently. The image has installed packages with known vulnerabilities. Second, the image has remote logins enabled. Or the third one, if you have remote login enabled, there are easily guessed passwords. With this policy that's currently in place, I can see that I've got one image which is currently blocked, and then I have 5 images which are safe to deploy. Over here, if I change my policy to warn, so it'll tell me when something is affected by these three situations, but it will still allow me to deploy it. Once I click Save, we automatically recheck the images that are in the registry. Now I have 0 which are blocked, and I have that same one image which is currently will warn me, and still 5 safe to deploy. If I click on this image name, I'll get a little more detail as to what's vulnerable for this image. You can see here he's got one vulnerable package, and the recommendation is to upgrade. There are also 2 policy violations, and they're both around password policies. One is length and one is age. At this point, I would either want to accept that and deploy this as a new container, or go back and remediate and create a new version of this image for deployment. Now, back at my registry, what's nice here is that Vulnerability Advisor can scan these images before you deploy your first running container and identify these vulnerabilities, regardless of the source of that image, whether it's an IBM provided image, something that you've pulled from a public Docker Hub repository, or something that you've built with some automation like the Bluemix DevOps pipeline. Regardless of the source, Vulnerability Advisor will give you a security posture of that image before you deploy it.